Hello students, this is your computer class. We will continue with algorithmic strategy. Today's content is dynamic programming and we will have revision over the other topics. Now, what is dynamic programming? It is an algorithmic design method. It can be used when the solution to a problem can be viewed as a result of sequence of decision. This approach is similar to divide and conquer. Dynamic programming is used whenever problems can be divided into similar subproblems so that their results can be reused to complete the process. This approach are used to find the solution in optimized way. Steps to do dynamic programming. The given problem will be divided into smaller subproblem. An optimum solution for the given problem can be achieved by using the result of smaller subproblem. Dynamic algorithm uses memorization. What is memorization? It is an optimization technique used to speed up computer program by storing the result of expensive function call and returns the catchy result when the same input occur again. Now, dynamic programming. Dynamic programming is a algorithmic designing method that can be used when the solution to the problem can be viewed as a result of the sequence of decision. Now, we have three steps in this dynamic programming. The given problem will be divided into smaller overlapping subproblem and optimism solution for the given problem can be achieved by using result of smaller subproblem, and the dynamic algorithm uses memorization. Now we will see the example of Fibonacci series. See, when a value is given as n equal to 10, what will be the output in the case of Fibonacci series? First number will be 0, then 1, then these two numbers will be keep on adding. So 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 3 8. So this is called as Fibonacci series. The n value, whatever n value you give, till that you will get the series. This is Fibonacci series. The logic behind this Fibonacci series is they are declaring fib 0. This is the variable name. Fib 0 is equal to 0. Fib 1 is equal to 1. Then for 2 you are adding fib 1 and fib 0. This will be keep on going till fib n is equal to fib n minus 1 plus fib n minus 2. Now Fibonacci's iterative algorithm with dynamic programming approach. We will see the example and algorithm for that. First step is you have to initialize f0 is equal to 0 and f1 is equal to 1. 0 and 1 will be the first and second value. Then step 1, print the initial value of Fibonacci's f0 and f1, that is 0 and 1 will be printed. Then from next step onwards you have to calculate the values. How will you calculate? You will add the before elements. Calculate Fibonacci's fib is equal to f0 plus f1. Now assigning f0 is equal to f1, f1 is equal to fib. Print the next consecutive value of Fibonacci's fib. Now this is the logic, and from step 2 it is the loop statement which has to be continued. So it will be keep on continuing till you achieve your n element. This is the example for dynamic programming approach. So we will have the revision over the fourth chapter, algorithmic strategy. So we started with what is algorithm. Algorithm is the finite step of instruction to accomplish a particular task. It is a step-by-step procedure for solving a given problem. And we saw example for algorithm. Whatever we do, the steps has to be specified. It is the manual work which is done before writing the programming language. Then we have 5 important terms, that is searching. Searching is to search an item in a data structure. The methods, the techniques we use for searching is linear search and binary search. Second one is sorting. Sorting is a process of arranging the data. You can arrange the values, data in the form of ascending or descending order, and the methods we use here is bubble sort, insertion sort and selection sort. Third one is insert, to insert an element in a data structure. Fourth one is update, to update an existing element in a data structure. Last is delete, to delete an existing item in a data structure. The way of defining an algorithm is called as algorithmic strategy. Then we have the characteristics of algorithm. So when you go for the characteristics, first one will be you can give any number of input and there will be only one output. It should be finite and it should be defined properly. It should be efficient, correctiveness, it should be error free. There should not be any error in writing the algorithm. Easy to implement, it should be simple and ambiguous. Whatever statement we give, it should have only one meaning. Then feasibility, with the available resources it should work. Then portable and independent. These are the characteristics of algorithm. So writing an algorithm, when you go for writing an algorithm, how you will write what are the steps for that? Input has to be given. That input has to be processed. After processing that input, the desired output should come. This is the step of algorithm. So whatever we write, for example, if you take an example of adding two numbers, first you have to give input of two variable has to be defined. You are going to add. So C is equal to A plus B. Using plus operator, we are adding two numbers. Then the output is stored in C variable. So print C. So this will be the step for writing an algorithm to add two numbers. When you start writing an algorithm, two things has to be considered. First one is time. What is the time taken to execute it and what is the memory it requires. Time is measured by counting the number of keys operation, like comparison in the sorting algorithm, all those things. Then space factor is measured by maximum memory space required by the algorithm. The next one is we have different factors that determine the efficiency of an algorithm, that is speed of a machine, compiler and other system software tools, operating system, programming languages used, volume of data required. The best algorithm is to solve a problem in less space and takes less time to execute the instruction to generate the output. After the algorithm, we have searching techniques and sorting techniques. Each one is given with the example. Then only we have the dynamic programming approach. By this lesson gets over. This is for today's class. Remaining we'll see in the next class. Thank you.